Well, hello everybody. So it's Peter here down in the man shed. Just sort of checking in, making a video, watching the trains running around, and yeah, just checking in to see. Hope everybody's doing well. Very, very happy to say that everything on the layout is just running faultlessly. I'd say he says touching wood, but no, all the motive power, the wagons, the layout itself is behaving itself fantastic. So I say, what with the warm weather at the moment, just able to come down here and play trains and just enjoy it. What can I say? The Hatton 66s, well, one's running around. Yeah, since I've done that modification, I've never looked back. They've been, they've been perfect, guys. I mean, that was a simple little error on their part, not to get that part fixed. I wouldn't think on the next batch they won't do it, but yeah, if you do that modification, that's all it was that's causing that wobble, and they've been running impeccably. They really are good. I love them. Still like my Bachmans, not getting rid of my Bachmans, so there'll be no second-hand models on the market. Keeping them all. What else? What can we say? Right, this 37's that's come into view, I'm going to order a chip on Monday because not being a rivet counter as such, I don't know my stories with everything, but it turns out that particular engine was one where the British Rails, as it was in the day, started experimenting with the Class 37 by sticking different engines in. So that one will have its own unique sound, which is different to the other 37s that I've got. So I will be ordering a decoder for that. But otherwise, yeah, that's running well. There's the two ROG Rail Operations Groups locos over there, the original Europhoenix and the new one Cassiopeia. I noticed the other days, guys, just watch how you're handling them, because the tampo printing on the side is a little bit delicate, and I was okay with the Cassiopeia because that's a newer one, but when I looked at my Europhoenix, the word Europhoenix, which is in a grey font, had a couple of little areas that was missing. When you handling them, the oils in your fingers and everything, you can rub the printing off. Luckily I was able to touch up the damage, and I'm very pleased to say you would never know, but it's just made me very aware that when I'm handling those particularly liveried locos, that you've got to really handle them with kids' gloves, or rather don't handle them at all is best. Same thing with the Dapol ones, the old DRS 68s over there. Again, I'll know the ones that we use from our model railway layouts. The owner of the locos that we put on our exhibition layouts, when I looked at his locos, there are some paint robbing off the details. It's literally, you don't realise this when you're picking them up with your fingers and thumbs, you're handling them, the oils in your fingers and thumbs, it does affect this tampo printing at the end of the day, so you must be careful with it. Mine are alright, they're perfect, so it's just something I'm aware of. What else is there? No, it's all good. It's all good. But I've done a couple of little bits as regards to couplings, and I'll just show you what I've done. And it's only because when I run my layouts, as you can see, I run my fixed brakes. I don't mix and match. So the tankers going around there, it will be all 10 tankers together. And but they're using, I did try putting the Hunt couplings on them, but it wasn't successful because they're such light wagons that going around the corners where the magnets try to open up a little bit, and then the strength of the magnet snaps them shut again on the straights, and it just caused them to jerk. If yes, you put more weight in them, that solved it, but I just wasn't quite happy. So I didn't go back to, there was the original Hornby D couplings on them, very big D couplings on them, which in order to put the Hunt ones on, I modified, but then found that the Hunt couplings I wasn't happy with, so that's the only ones I've ever come across that it's not worked out. So I didn't go to put the Hornby D couplings back on. Instead I bought the universal couplings by Bachmann. Bachmann do two sizes, and I went for the smaller size, you know, and I'm going to show you what I've done, because it would have meant that I was restricted as regards what loco could pull the tankers, because they have got the universal coupling. It needed the loco to pulling them to also have a universal coupling at the end, so that would have meant I've got two DRS 37s and I've got the 37 slug there going around doing its job, fitted with a universal coupling at the end. But of course that meant I couldn't use those particular locos to pull anything else that with a magnetic coupling. Well, no, I'll just show you the little modification I've made. Right, so here we are with the old the Hornby tank wagons, and now fitted with the universal coupling, which is Bachmann. But you can see, so the gap is not too bad now. It's certainly a lot better than the Hornby decoupling, because these couplings, they're small, you know, the distance is not that much. So because it's in a complete rake, I've even taken off the metal piece at the end, at the bottom, for the uncoupling purposes, because you know, anything to make the coupling look just nicer, as it were, because I just keep all these rakes together. I cut off all the excess metal on the actual hook, but they're great, you know, so they run fine. And you can see, so there's a nice, and it's perfect for the second radius. Look, you can see that. Certainly a lot better than the decoupling of the Hornby one. But so it would just mean that what loco can pull these, because they have got the universal couplings on them, I'll be restricted with to the 37s. And then it would just mean that the 37, like that one, I think it's called the slugs, believe it or not, that engine would forevermore only be able to pull these tankers or any other wagon that I've got. I think I've got some sea cows, early sea cow Hornbys, which is not really the era now that I do, but nevertheless I've got some sea cow wagons. They've got the couplings that can't be changed at all, and they're the universal couplings. So yeah, so the 37 would pull that as well. And I thought it's a shame that the 37 can't pull anything else with the Hunt coupling. Yes, I could keep pulling it out. The universal coupling is in an NEM pocket, which on this 37, that's fine. I could just pull the coupling out and put a Hunt coupling back in. But my two DRS 37s, now let's show you. Right, so I've got two DRS 37s, and they're the ones that I fitted the snow plows to. And as you know, the front snow plow is fixed. Yeah. So I can have all the detail on the front, and it looks great going around the corners because it doesn't move with the bogie. The back, well, here's what the back looks like. So the back, you know, I've had to butcher the snow plough, cut it in half or cut it in 3 pieces, take out the centre section and glue it either side of the universal coupling, which obviously fits into the NEM pocket. Now it's all done with card glue. So although it's all nice and strong and secure, if ever I wanted to take that all out, it would come away, no problem, because the card glue, although it's strong and it's all holding and everything like that, it's not like liquid cement or super glue. It will all just peel off. If I pulled hard enough, it would all come away. But you can see what I've done to the end. There's a little giveaway there. Just super glued. I had a couple of Hunt couplings that sort of broke on me when I was trying to fix them to the into the universal into the NEM pocket, and so a couple of them broke. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? If it maybe just stick, because this one has to stay put, because I can't take it out, otherwise I'll do away with a snow plough. I thought to myself, well, you know, don't want to restrict the engine only to be pulling stock that's got universal couplings on them. So I stuck a magnet onto the end of it. Obviously the appropriate magnet, you know, the one that is needed to pull all my rakes of wagons. Yeah, they're all there. Yeah, they're all down there and whatever. So I'll just show you. So there we are, guys. Done the same thing to the slug. There's a little, and you can see there's plenty of room to have the magnet stuck on the end of the coupler, doesn't get in the way of the wagon. I'll take that off. There we are, doesn't get in the way, so the wagon still, yeah, that's it, picks up onto it nicely. So that does it for the universal couplings. And then if I want to, there we are, so if I want to, and got a wagon with a hunt coupling, there we are. And so that's attached, and the gap on the buffers is not silly. She goes round as sweet as anything, so you know, happy days. So just a simple little, just a little modification. I mean, it's obviously not what they wanted, but I mean, the super glue is good enough that it holds on to there. I mean, crikey, guys, you're not hanging ton weights from these things. You know, it's only supposed to. But you look at that. So, well, look, I'm pulling on the wagon with my finger, and I can pull the loco. And there's a little bit of movement. This particular wagon, this is very much like Allen's at Dragon Junction. This particular one, you can have the coast coupling because this is the one where the bogie turns. So, although it's a four-wheel wagon, this is brilliant for the hunt couplings because it doesn't lose, it doesn't go edge to edge as it goes round the corners, because the you know, the wheels can go round the corners, which means that the coupling goes round the corner, so you don't get break, you know, that unsightly gap, and no derailing goes on whatsoever. So there we are. So the Class 37s, be it the DRSs or whatever, they can all either pull something that's been fitted with magnetic couplings, or back to the old favourite, something that's got the universal coupling. And there we are. So that's it. So that's a silly little thing that I discovered. You know, I don't know why. Well, I say discovered. I just thought myself. Yeah, I was sitting there one day. I thought myself, oh, it's a shame that those locos, you know, they can only do this, that, and the other. Because, you know, yes, at the moment I've got him pulling the tankers, but obviously that loco now can pull, you know, my network rail ballast wagons or the tip hook wagons, anything I want, because it's got the magnet on the end there. So there we are. Yeah. So the two 37s, the 66s, the Hattons ones, yeah, as I said, very, very happy with them. Very, very, very happy with them. So that's it, guys. I just nothing else to report. I'm just gonna, yeah. So this is Europhoenix. This grey type here, yeah. Just be careful. I've had to touch up a couple. You know, luckily enough, and I've got the paint the same. You know, as luck would have it, I had the same grey. And just on the end of a little, it literally was little holes, you know, a little hole that was, and I was able to touch it in, not using even a paintbrush. It just needed a touch of paint on the end of a cocktail stick, and that's it. It's salted, and you'd never know it's there again now. But now I'm, you know, if you carried on handling them, you know, i.e. sort of keep picking them up with your big, you know, big hand in the hand of God, keep picking them up. The oil on your thumbs and fingers, yeah. That tampo printing on the side is a bit delicate, so be careful, guys. And the same with the DRS ones. As I said, I'm okay with my ones. I'm forewarned because our layouts, the ones that we use on our layout, I can see that actually on the bottom edge underneath the DRS logo, again, is tampo printing, and it's wearing it away. So just, it's something you've all got to be careful when you're handling your models. And yeah, so the Bachmann's, not so much as the printing, that's good. It's it's all the extra details, the flimsy bits you've got to be careful of. So don't handle them, or hand them as little as possible. All right, guys. But that's it. Nothing else really to report. Everything's really, really, really good, I'm pleased to say. So I'll sign off. My subscriptions has gone through the roof. My gosh. Crikey, I don't know, you know, I'm a little bit gobsmacked by that. I mean, as I say, just a little guy in his shed at the end of the garden at the end of the day. Yeah, but thank you very much. I hope, you know, for all new subscribers, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. It's a tiny little layout, I know, but it's all just, it's modern era stuff. So what's out there is mostly all 66s, I'm afraid, guys. It's all modern stuff. So what, 68s, 67s, 60s, 70s, 30, or you know, anything that's current really. My next projects, when all this lockdown stuff is, I'll start getting some lighting. Yes, shock horror. Start getting around, certainly getting some lights in the engine shed, because I've got this crammed with detail in there that you can't see. And maybe, you know, instead of the artificial lamp towers, you know, yard towers, actually get ones that work. And yeah, and maybe some street lights up there on the top unit there. Oh, I don't know. That's my future projects really, because everything else is hunky-dory, so that's the next things to do. So right, what I'll do, I'll say sign off, and I'll just get this little lot running again, and put some sound off, and then just sign off with you looking at the locos going around, but with sound on. Alright? Okay, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Stay safe still. I don't know, a little bit worried about this releasing all the lockdown. I think it's early days yet, and I'm just scared that in a couple of weeks' time we'll all be you know, back under lockdown again, where I'm afraid we probably haven't behaved ourselves, but never mind. Anyway, right, so I'll leave you with some trains running. Alright guys, catch you soon, and bye all, bye bye. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Take care, be safe, see you soon, bye bye.